Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back class 7th in your online physics class. In the previous class we have studied about the sound wave. That sound wave is a longitudinal wave, and we have studied about the terms related to a sound wave, that is vibration, wavelength, amplitude, time period and frequency. Now today we study about the characteristics of sound. So a sound wave is characterized by its amplitude and frequency. On the basis of its amplitude and frequency, there are two characteristics of sound. First is loudness and second is pitch. So first is loudness. What is loudness? Loudness is the characteristic of sound by which a loud sound can be distinguished from a soft sound. When we shout, a loud sound is produced. When we whisper, a soft sound is produced. So the loudness of a sound depends upon the amplitude of vibration of a vibrating object. Larger the amplitude, louder is the sound produced. So here in this figure, here in this figure, this you can see that here this one it is written soft. So here you can see that this first wave is smaller than this second wave. You see these purple waves. So this first wave is smaller than this second wave. So you can say that the second wave produce a louder sound than this first wave. Okay. So similarly, when we here you can see that the amplitude, this first wave have a small amplitude, right? So it produce a soft sound, and here in the second wave the amplitude is large, so it produce a loud sound. So when we strike a drum softly, similarly suppose when we strike a drum, and when we strike a drum softly, what happens, it skins vibrates with a smaller amplitude. As a result, a soft sound is produced, right? So smaller amplitude, soft sound. And when we strike the same drum harder, its skin vibrates with a larger amplitude. As a result, loud sound is produced. So larger the amplitude, louder the sound. Okay. So loudness of a sound depends on the amplitude. It is clear. Okay, larger the amplitude, larger the sound. Smaller the amplitude, softer the sound. So the and one more thing on which the loudness of a sound depends, that is the area of the vibrating object, the area on which we are striking, or the area, it depends on the area of the vibrating objects. The larger the area of the vibrating object, louder is the sound produced. Loudness of a sound also depends on the area of the vibrating object. Larger the area of the vibrating object, louder is the sound produced. A large drum will produce louder sound than a small drum when you struck them with the same force. So next is pitch. Pitch is the characteristic of sound by which a shrill sound can be distinguished from a flat sound. We can easily distinguish a male voice from a female voice. Next, pitch. Pitch is the characteristic of sound by which a shrill sound can be distinguished from a flat sound. We can easily distinguish a male voice from a female voice without seeing them. It is because of their pitch. A male voice is flat and a female voice is shrill. The pitch of a sound depends upon the frequency of the vibrating object. When the frequency of the vibrating object is low, the pitch of the sound is low. When the frequency of the vibrating object is high, the pitch of the sound is high. Higher the pitch, shriller is the sound produced. So here in this in the both two waves, you can see here that in the wave 2 the frequency is high as compared to the figure 1. So therefore the pitch of wave 2 is higher than the wave 1. So the first figure, that is wave 1, produces a low pitch sound. This sound is called as flat or grave sound, and the second wave produces a high pitched sound. This sound is called a shrill sound. So higher, when the pitch is higher, then shrill sound is produced, and when the pitch is lower, then the grave or flat sound is produced. Similarly, when you place a bucket below a water tap, you notice that as the level of water in the bucket increases, sound produced becomes shriller. It means the pitch of the sound produced increases as the length of the vibrating air column decreases. In case of wind instrument like flute, pitch depends on the length of vibrating air column. When we close less number of holes, length of vibrating air column decreases. As a result, a high pitched sound is produced. Similarly, when we close more number of holes, length of vibrating column increases. As a result, low pitched sound is produced. In case of stringed instrument like violin, guitar and sitar, the sound of different pitch are produced by having a number of string of different thickness under different tensions. Each string produces sound of different pitch. Next topic is types of sound. We know that sound is produced by vibrating objects. However, we cannot hear each and every sound. Sound can be audible or inaudible to us depending upon the frequency of the sound. On the basis of the frequency, sound is categorized as infrasonic, ultrasonic and audible. So first is infrasonic. Infrasonic sounds or infrasounds are the sounds that have frequency less than 20 Hz. All the objects that oscillate less than 20 times in 1 second produce infrasonic sound. Sound produced by an oscillating simple pendulum and sound waves produced by nuclear explosions, ocean tides and earthquakes are infrasonic sounds. Next is ultrasonic sounds. Ultrasonic sound or ultrasounds are the sounds that have frequency greater than 20,000 Hz. Okay, 20,000 Hz, or you can say 20 kilohertz. So ultrasonic sounds or ultrasounds are the sounds that have frequency greater than 20,000 Hz. These are very high frequency waves. Sound produced by all the objects that oscillates more than 20,000 times in 1 second produce ultrasonic sounds. Sound produced by animals like dolphin and bat are ultrasonic sounds. Bats have very poor vision. In spite of this, they can fly at full speed without striking any obstacle. This happens why? This is why because the bats use ultrasonic sounds. They use ultrasonic sound to detect any insect, any obstacle, any object in their way for the food. So during its flight, bat emits ultrasonic sound waves. When any prey or obstacle comes in its way, these sound waves reflect back on striking the prey or obstacle. These reflected waves are detected by the bats as an echo. Next is audible range or audible sound. Human ears cannot hear sound of all frequencies. The range of frequency audible to human ear is between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. This is known as frequency range of hearing. It is also called sonic sound. The sound between this range is called audible sound. Thus, we can say that human beings cannot hear both infrasonic and ultrasonic sounds. Human beings can only hear the sound which have the frequency from in between 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz, or you can say 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. So here you can see here is the range of the different types of sound is given. First we have studied about the infrasonic sound. Infrasonic sound which have the frequency below 20 Hz. Right, here you can see it is marked with the blue color. Now the red color is marked with the ultrasonic sound. Ultrasonic sound have the frequency greater than 20 Hz, and in between are the audible range. It is marked with the green color. This is the audible sound. It is between 20 Hz and 20,000 Hz, and the range is this range 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz is known as the frequency range of hearing, and it is also called sonic sound. Next is the speed of sound. We know that the sound needs a medium to propagate. This medium can be solid, liquid or gas. It cannot travel in vacuum. It travels with different speed in different media. For example, you have noticed that during a thunderstorm, lightning is seen much earlier than the thunder is heard. It is because light travels faster than the sound in air. Speed of light in air is million times greater than the speed of sound in air. This fact can be used to determine the speed of sound in air. Speed of the sound can easily be calculated by using this formula. Speed is equals to distance upon time. Next is speed of sound in different media. We know that sound travel with different speeds in different media. The speed with which sound wave travel depends on the nature and density of the medium. The more the density of the medium, the more will be the speed of a sound in that medium. Sound travel in a medium due to transfer of energy from one particle to another particle of the medium. Since the particles of the solid are very close to each other, so the transfer of energy from one particle to another particle takes place in less time. Hence, the speed of sound in a solid is very high. In case of liquids, the distance between the particles is large as compared in solid. Thus, the transfer of energy among different particles is slower than in solids. Hence, speed of sound in liquid is less than speed of sound in solid. So, in gases, the transfer of energy from one particle to another is quite slow. Therefore, speed of sound in gases is less than speed of sound in solid and liquids. So, we can conclude that the sound travel fastest through solid little slower through liquid, and the slowest through gases or air. The workers constructing railroads sometimes put their ears on the railway track to confirm whether a train is coming or not. By doing so, they can hear the sound of incoming train much before the sound reaches through air. This is because the speed of sound in solid is very high as compared to air. Different media have different speed of sound, and speed of sound in air is 340 meter per second.